Today we're going to be talking about another crucial skill, and it's one that we need to practice on a daily, ongoing basis. That is communication. Now, I know what you're thinking. Communication is one of those things that's always been relevant. It's been relevant since the dawn of time, right? It's been relevant since the days of the Pony Express and the telegram. But today, more so, it is becoming even more important. And that's because we're living in a technology-driven world. There's a lot of noise and distractions and stuff that's all over the place. And so being able to stand out and clearly get our ideas, our points of view, our perspectives across has never been more important, but it's also never been harder than it is now. Without great communication skills in this new world of work, a great proposal might get lost in the shuffle, an amazing candidate might not get hired for an organization, or a brilliant idea that you have might never even be heard. Think about how much information and data you are competing against every single day. The most recent research I found stated that 90% of the world's information has been created in the past 2 years. Think about that. Since the dawn of time, 90% of everything related to information has been created in the past 2 years. That means that there's a lot of stuff out there. There's a lot of noise. There's a lot of information. We're being bombarded with stuff, with people, with messages, with communication on an ongoing basis every second of every waking day. Consider some of these following statistics. Every minute on Snapchat, users share 527,760 photos. More than 120 professionals join LinkedIn every single minute. Users watch 4,146,600 YouTube videos every minute. There are 456,000 tweets sent on Twitter every minute. Instagram users post 46,740 photos. There are 3.7 million Google searches and 187 million emails are sent. Now, this is on a daily basis, and these statistics aren't even that current. They're a year and a half old, so these numbers are all even higher than they are now. Those numbers are indeed huge. And also consider that the average employee inside of an organization gets 121 emails a day, and on average we spend 2 hours a day on social media. So not only is there a lot of stuff out there, but our attention is being pulled into many different directions. So again, with so much stuff out there, with our attention being pulled in so many different directions all the time, this is why it's so crucial for us to be amazing communicators in this new world of work. Think back to how business used to get done a couple decades ago. Before social media, before email, before even the mobile phone. At that time, if you wanted to communicate with somebody, you literally just walked over to their cubicle, you walked over to their office, maybe sometimes you sent them a handwritten memo, and that's how communication was done. In fact, if you were on the road visiting a client, your headquarters, your office, your employees couldn't even get in touch with you. You had to give them the phone number of where you were going so that they can call that office to try to ask for you when you got there. I mean, think about that. That is an insane world that we live in. Today, if you don't respond to an email in 5 minutes, people start panicking and running around. Where's Jacob? I emailed him 5 minutes ago. He hasn't responded. Is he alive? Right? So it's a very, very different world that we're living in today. In today's business world, we operate in a very different way. We might work with, communicate, and collaborate with employees that we have never even met. We have employees who are distributed amongst all the different countries and cities and parts of the world, different cultures, different tools that we might have at our disposal. Some employees might be working from a coffee shop. They might be working from a home office. They might even be working from your headquarters. The point is that we are distributed, but we are also connected. And this is a very different way for us to think about work. I, for example, have 10 people who are part of my team, who help me with all sorts of different things, whether it be video editing, whether it be an assistant, whether it be marketing, and I haven't met 95% of them. In fact, I've only met one person on my team ever. And the rest of the way that we communicate is through different types of tools and technologies. And so it's really a very, very different way for us to think about communicating, and more importantly, being an effective communicator and making sure that your ideas, your perspectives, and your point of view gets across. There are, of course, pros and cons to this. The pro side of this means that we have workplace flexibility, we can work with wonderful employees anywhere in the world, we can travel, we can constantly stay connected, and keep things going. But the con side of this is, of course, we need to learn how to use these different types of technologies, we need to understand different types of cultures, so it's a little bit of a new set of skills that are required to effectively communicate in this new world of work. A study that was actually recently done by Siemens found that on average, employees spend 17.5 hours a week just clarifying things, clarifying communication, dealing with communication breakdown issues amongst peers. So again, that goes to show where some of these challenges might arise. To put that into perspective, if you have an organization with 100 employees, that's 17.5 hours spent just clarifying communication can cost the business over $500,000 a year. And that's just an organization with 100 employees. Imagine what that number would be like with 5,000 employees, 10,000 employees, 100,000 employees. So the impact of communication can be substantial, not just on you as an individual, but also on your business. Athena and I hope you enjoyed that. If you want more content like that, check out futureofworkpodcast.com. And do me a favor, please review the podcast on Apple Podcasts or whatever your preferred channel is. Thank you very much.